What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Optimus Fantasy Show, episode 1 of the 2025 NFL season. And we are, of course, in week 1. First game, Lou, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we get football. Cowboys-Eagles, not the best game. I think we all know who's going to win that one. But it's football nonetheless. In classic fashion, we are drafting our home league tonight. You are part of that league, sir. Getting it in right under the freaking wire. 10:30 p.m. Eastern tonight. Like, we're going to finish the draft and set our lineups the next morning. So, I mean, it's the way we do it every year. Yep, you'll learn. Lou, how are we doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Football is like, it's not here, but you can taste it in the air. You know, it's not quite fall yet, but it's getting to that time, and it's just, we're almost there, dude. We can literally start counting hours instead of days or weeks or anything. I'm so excited.
I know it's even if it's not a great game, it's still football. Then we've got another game Friday. We've got Chargers Chiefs on Friday, and then full slate on Sunday, which of course we'll be doing a start sit show for those of you who are listening or watching. Make sure you check us out Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be here for an hour to answer all your last minute start sit questions. But another place, Lou, that we can answer start sit questions for you leading up to Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, did my internet go?
No, you're here. I hear you.
Am I back?
You're back. Okay, good. Discord, baby. We've got a great Discord channel.
Yeah, and I want to know, have you joined our free Discord server? And if you haven't, why not? We've got people like me, Nate, and a gaggle of other Optimus Fantasy folks ready at literally any hour of the day to help you with all your fantasy football questions, commiserate on your bad beats, and just generally hang out. I know the last thing you need is another Discord server to get a bunch of notifications from, and we are not about that life. Our goal is for you to get notified about the things you are interested in and nothing else. So come hang out. Be sure to say hi and at me when you do.
Yeah, guys, all the details for that Discord server are in the show description, so you can check those out here. It's just right below us on your screen. There's a lot of things that we're looking forward to with this season. We've got some changes. We've got rookies coming out. Javonte, really excited to see how he's going to do. But, Lou, who are the Chicago Bears this year?
Oh, man. I really think... So I was so high on the Bears last year. I thought Caleb Williams was going to come in and light the world on fire with Odunze and everything like that. And then Shane Waldron and Matt Eberflus happened, and everything just went to absolute crap, right? So I kind of think I've kind of reset myself to be like, okay, what I expected to see last year is what I'm expecting to see this year. There's going to be some growing pains along the way. We've seen it throughout training camp already, that sort of thing. But I'm genuinely thinking that this Bears team is going to be a lot of fun to watch. And I really hope that they actually make sense this year, because last year was depressing given the players they had on their team.
Well, I think we had this idea of what they were going to be with Caleb Williams coming in, and there was so much hype behind him and how well he had played at USC and how NFL ready he really did appear to be, despite the people who didn't like his painted nails. It's probably don't watch this show if that's how you feel about football. But there was a lot of hype behind Caleb Williams, right? And we were excited to see what he was going to do. But really, with that Eberflus team and that offense, you got the most you were going to get out of Caleb Williams. And it still wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. DeAndre Swift played better than I expected in that offense as well. Keenan Allen contributed a lot more, and I think he was a big help. DJ Moore, though, this is what I'm most excited about, is DJ Moore having a wide receiver 1 season. Because I think he will. I think he's a top 12 guy in this offense. You've taken a lot of pressure off of him. Odunze's a year older. You got Luther Burden in there. Colston Loveland to pair with Cole Kmet. This is going to be a much better offense. Plus, you've got the Ben Johnson system. It's not the mess that was Matt Eberflus, right? We have a coach who actually knows what he's doing and has proven that he can win at the NFL level, even if it is as a coordinator. I think what this team can do with Ben Johnson is going to be, like you said, Lou, what we thought they were going to be last year. I think that's more along the lines of what we're going to see. Here's my question. Are they a playoff team?
I think they've got an outside shot of it. And the reason I say outside shot, one thing you didn't mention is their improved offensive line as well. Like the middle of their offensive line, that guard center guard combo was wretched last year. I'm not going to go into all the film watching details and everything like that, but my God, it was a train wreck to watch. And they, not only did they address it, they threw high quality guys at each one of those spots. I'm excited. So getting back to playoffs,
simply
right?
But just real quick, getting Joe Thuney at center is going to help Caleb Williams so much, so incredibly much.
Yeah, they got Gilman at center.
They're Gilman at center, but having Thuney on that line is going to be huge for them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh, I mean, the fact that Thuney's already a captain for the team, I mean, that just says it all. So do I expect them to be a playoff team? I think they have an outside shot of it. And the only reason it's an outside shot is because that division is going to break souls this year, especially now that, ex-Cowboy Micah Parsons is going to be roaming around, that division, which just, it's ridiculous. Every single one of those teams, if you told me this team is playing in the NFC Championship game, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I can see it. Absolutely. And at the same time, if you tell me any one of those teams, they go winless in the division, yeah, I can see that too. It's a brutal division, top bottom.
It is. I think the teams that come out of that division and make the playoffs are the teams that show the most grit. Right now, for me, that's going to be Detroit and probably Chicago, quite honestly. I worry about McCarthy, second year, but he didn't get any playing time last year. I don't know exactly what Minnesota's going to be. They might be a 500 team despite all the talent. I mean, it's very, very possible that it takes McCarthy a while to get warmed up. I think that gives the Bears an opportunity to be a playoff team this year. Lou, where are you ranking DeAndre Swift?
I've got him as a strong RB2 this year. I'm not, if you ask Evan, our coworker here at Optimus Fantasy, he'll tell you I'm not a DeAndre Swift lover in any way, shape, or form. I hate the way he plays running back. He plays running back like if he was Ray Charles. Just cannot see holes to save his life. And if he does, then he's just has no reaction time to actually take advantage of it. That being said, Ben Johnson is that guy who's going to not make players mold to his system. He's going to mold his system to get the most out of his players. And that's exactly the kind of thing that DeAndre Swift needs. We saw a bit of it when he was in Philadelphia, partially because their offensive line is just that freaking good, or was. They've lost a couple guys since then, but I believe Johnson is going to do whatever he can to get DeAndre Swift out in space on the edge where he is best and can utilize that speed, his open field moves, to really maximize him. Now, I don't think he's necessarily going to get all the goal line carries that we want to see, because between Monangai and Roshan Johnson, shout out Jamie Perogue, but he's still going to get plenty of work throughout the season.
Yeah. I'm with you. I, in my draft rankings, had him running back 36. So I'm a little lower on him. I just don't. We've seen him in the Ben Johnson system before. I know this is a different team, different schemes, but there was something about him he didn't like, and he got him pushed out of Detroit. So I don't know. Man. We're going to have to see. Yeah. This is the exciting part. We get to see what all this stuff is actually going to be. Before we get to that, though, Lou, we've got some questions in the chat I want to answer for a few people. We're going to start with you, Robert. You've got a couple of them. He wants to know, would you start Debo over Terry McLaurin? He's got Emeka Egbuka, the rookie out of Tampa Bay, in his flex. Would you start either Debo Samuel or Terry McLaurin over Egbuka?
Part of it does depend on scoring system, standard, half PPR, full PPR, that sort of thing. That being said, I have McLaurin the highest of all three, and I feel very good about it. Like, I mean, as good as you can feel about a guy who held out most of the year. Like, this is still the wide receiver one. Daniels is just absolutely electric on downfield throws, and McLaurin is the only one on that team who can fill that role. So like he's the guy I roll with there. I like all three. I think it's a good problem to have, and McLaurin is my answer.
Yeah, it's McLaurin for me. If we're between Debo and McLaurin, I'm starting Terry McLaurin. I'm on the fence about starting him over Egbuka, especially because we're not going to see Godwin until week 5. And everything we're hearing is that this guy is he's ready to roll. He's pro ready, good route runner, solid hands. He's built some rapport with Baker Mayfield. But that said, I would still, week 1, I'm starting McLaurin because I think we're going to see Cade Otton get some of that volume Egbuka might have gotten in the Godwin absence that we saw Otton get last year in the absence of Chris Godwin. And it is a PPR
just so
league.
Tough to trust rookies. Yeah,
it is. It is.
So
it's really hard to trust rookies.
Week one.
Especially
like once we start getting some data on them, that sort of thing, it's a different story. But week 1, it's so tough.
Yep. The league is PPR, Lou. So, and I stand by what we said, knowing it's PPR. Would you pick up DJ Moore for Ollie Gordon? Yes. I would drop Ollie Gordon and get DJ Moore. 100% yes. I like Ollie Gordon. I'm kind of wondering
if that was swapped. Like, is he saying, would you drop DJ Moore for Ollie Gordon? Because Ollie Gordon belongs on the waiver wire. DJ Moore does not.
Right.
In every league, unless you're trying to score as few points as possible.
It's DJ Moore over Ollie Gordon. We'll just put it that way.
Yeah,
simplest way we can put it. Every time. We've got Kyle Siebert audio wants to know he has Josh Allen. Congratulations. Should I double flex Shakir and Coleman, or should I play Jacoby Myers or Ollie Gordon? I'm gonna take this one to start here. Do not start Ollie Gordon this week. Don't do it. Devon Achane is going to get the lion's share of the volume in this offense right now. Ollie Gordon's going to have to work his way into a role unless Achane gets hurt. When it was looking like Achane may not start the season healthy, I was all about Ollie Gordon, but at this point now, there's just no way. And I'm a big Ollie Gordon guy. I really like him a lot. Double flex Shakir and Coleman, Lou. You're the Bills guy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's tough in a Baltimore matchup. Baltimore's going to, they're a really good defense, man. And with Kyle Hamilton roaming back there, like that's scary as heck. That being said, it's tough because Shakir's coming off that high ankle sprain. He is practicing in a limited fashion today. And like, dude's noted for his toughness. I think he will probably be as fine as Shakir can be against Baltimore. Coleman, he's had great press all summer. Well, he had a rough start, but since then he's built on it and I like it. And I think if someone's going to come out and lay a dud week 1, it's him. I think I know I would rather roll with Myers week 1 over Coleman.
Same. I'm with you on that. Yep. All right. We've got Jerry Bagshaw in here. He's reminding everyone to get those Thursday and Friday guys out of your flex. Definitely just to start the season. Just remember, get those flex guys out of your lineups. Kyle Siebert audio. Pick 2 of Shakir, Coleman, Jacoby Myers, or Ollie Gordon. That's the same question from last time. That's the one we just did. Gotcha.
Yeah,
we've got Albert Mariquin jumping in to say hello, everyone. It is always good to see you, my friend. We've got Up in the Guts, first time fantasy football player here. Awesome. We love to see that. He's got Bucky Irving and Mike Evans in his starting lineup. It's a standard scoring league. Should I look to trade one of them since they're on the same team, or keep them both? I'm going to say trade Bucky.
Well, I've actually done some research on this, believe it or not, having guys at opposing positions here, specifically running back, wide receiver, and they reduce your overall variance, believe it or not. They don't have as high of a ceiling, like a QB wide receiver stack, where if they both hit, then you're going through the roof. But generally, especially when it comes to really good players like both Bucky and Evans are, if one's not performing, it's because the other one is. So it does depend a little bit, and you're going to get really sick of hearing me say that throughout the year. It does depend a little bit on the rest of your team. Like, what are you looking for? Are you looking for that ceiling play? If you need that ceiling play, yes, trade one of them. I'm probably trading Bucky if it's me. But if all you need is that consistent high floor, which they're both really good players and a really good offense, keep them both, ride them. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, absolutely not. I completely agree. Jerry Bagshaw wants to know which running back you would start, which Broncos running back you would start, Dobbins or Harvey. Jerry, I'm going to tell you right now, do not start RJ Harvey yet. Just don't. We really need to see what Sean Payton's going to do. We don't know how he's going to run this backfield. They still got Jaleel McLaughlin in there too, who he really liked last year. The only one out really was Audric Estime. So there's a lot of ways. And Tyler Beatty. They love Tyler Beatty. He's still on the roster too.
And
look, this is a shot. The only one I can almost guarantee you is going to see touches is J.K. Dobbins. Outside of that, I have no idea what Sean Payton's going to do week 1. And I don't think anyone else does either. So go with Dobbins if you've got to start one of them.
Yeah, that's the thing you got to remember is that Sean Payton hates us as fantasy players. Absolutely hates us.
He does.
Anybody who was trying to read between the lines on his Marvin Mims coach speak last year knows intimately how much he despises us because he will lie to you in all the right ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like RJ Harvey enough, and don't trust rookies on week 1 unless you have to. The one exception to that is Ashton Genty because he is the man.
Yeah, it's not like Zamir White and Sincere McCormick are going to steal carries from Ashton Genty. Yeah. All right, Lou, let's move on to your team. Are the Bills going to break free this year? Are they finally going to get to the damn Super Bowl and win one?
Oh, God. It's offensively that they've got what they need to do it, right? All the questions are about the defense. They threw so many assets at the defense this year. Their first 4 draft picks, a cornerback, defensive end, 2 defensive tackles. They signed a defensive end linebacker hybrid and a defensive tackle in free agency. Like all of their moves outside of, bringing in Joshua Palmer, which, okay, he's a nice player, but nothing more than that. But everything is on that defense, right?
Yeah.
Are they going to make the Super Bowl? I'm going to tell you to stay tuned for later when we talk about things like that. I am optimistic. I think the defense could be something else this year. I really caution people who are counting on that defense in fantasy because I've seen enough this preseason to be very nervous about the issues from last year still being issues this year.
Fair enough. It's how I feel about the Broncos offense too. Everyone's so excited about it. And but we'll get to that here in a minute. Who's the wide receiver 1? We're week 18. Who is the wide receiver 1 in that offense? Is it Keon Coleman, do you think?
So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you it doesn't really matter who the wide receiver 1 is. And that's because the Bills, and this is a Joe Brady thing, right? He is all about everybody eats. Everybody's going to get their share. Everybody's going to get their targets. Everybody's going to have their games. I think the Bills players are going to have good seasons. Including Dalton Kincaid, Coleman, Palmer, I already said Coleman, Shakir, obviously James Cook. Their running backs are going to have their own rotation. But it's not going to shock me when you've got like 4 pass catching types, all right around 90-ish targets on the year, between, again, Kincaid, Palmer, and that sort of thing. And I think that they will have their individual games. I think there will be games where Coleman absolutely blows up and you're like, yes, this is why I drafted this guy. Yep. And then he just kind of has very pedestrian games there on out. So if you're asking me who's the wide receiver 1 at the end of the season, I think it's Khalil Shakir just because he is the safety blanket for Josh Allen. He's the guy that's going to be there week in and week out, and he's good enough to still have some of those ceiling games.
Sure.
And I don't think any of them are going to have, oh my God, this is a breakout season.
All right. You don't think Dalton Kincaid even takes a step forward?
I think he does compared to what he was last year. He had a very gnarly knee injury that we didn't know how bad it was until after the season when the reports started coming out. It was like, oh yeah, he actually tore ligaments in that knee. And it's like, wait, he was still playing on it though? So
That's
yeah, like there was
gutsy.
a lot that was, yeah, gutsy. You call it gutsy, I call it stupid. I mean, tomato, right?
Yeah. But hey, Lou,
Um,
when we were younger, we did dumb stuff like that too.
yeah, like
We
2
just didn't
weeks
get
ago,
paid
younger
for it.
even. So what do I know?
Yeah, right. What
Yeah,
do we know?
not like they are. So I don't think we're gonna see Dalton Kincaid's snap share rocket up or anything like that. Like again, this is still a Joe Brady offense. The Bills are still going to be running the way they want to run.
Yeah.
All these things. They're going to rotate him and Dawson. No, Dalton. Oh my
Dawson.
God, there's
Dawson
2 tight
Knox.
ends.
I know
Dawson
it's
and
not fair,
Dalton.
man.
Even as
And
a
they just
Bills fan, it trips
and
me
they've
up.
got a Jackson on their depth chart now too. Jackson Hawes, Dalton, Dawson, and
Yeah,
Jackson. All right. Well, that's that generation of
right.
names. I love it.
Oh my goodness,
right?
And
I think
you have Dawson Knox, DK, and then Dalton Kincaid, DK. It's just there's layers to it
it's
all.
too much. It's too much.
Parfait
There's
sadness.
if you guys haven't watched it yet, Dad Man Walking, the Seth Meyers comedy special. It's an hour. It is, you'll die laughing. But there's this bit where he talks about with grandparents, because all of their kids have an A name and his wife has an A name, and they're like close A names. And he talks about how it's the cruelest thing you can do to old people. Like, because the grandparents are like, because they can't, which one are you? They're all the same damn name. Yeah, it happens when you get older. But if you're listening, watching, check that out, dude. Seth Meyers' Dad Man Walking is it's pretty stellar. James Cook. Do we think Ray Davis eats into his workload any more this season than he did last season? Because I mean, it wasn't a lot from Ray Davis.
It wasn't. And in a word, no. I don't think he's going to eat into his work in a snap share kind of way. Could we see Ray Davis more specifically on like 1st and 1 from the 1 sort of carries, 1st and goal from the 1 sort of carries? Yeah, I could see that. Like Davis is he's a little bowling ball of knives there that is gonna, that I could see him, pissing some people's Cheerios from a fantasy perspective. But at the same time, if you're expecting 20 touchdowns from James Cook again, that's kind of, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, I'm kind of have tempered expectations on James Cook. I drafted a lot of him last year. Glad I did. Not drafting much of him this year. The vibes are telling me it's not going to be the same. It was great last year. I think I have him RB like 18 right now, and he's going more in that top 12 running back tier, and I just wasn't willing to pay up for him. But at the end of the day, where do you think he finishes in fantasy?
I still think he finishes as a top 10 running back, partially because Buffalo they rotate their running backs the way that they do to keep him fresh and available throughout the season. And obviously injuries can happen at any time, and we don't know, we can't forecast when exactly those do.
Right.
However, we know last year was an aberration as far as running back health. Like we haven't seen anything like that in ever, essentially.
Right.
There's guys that are ahead of him, if you have him at 18, who are going to miss time. That's just going to bump him up by that rising tide sort of thing. So I've got him ultimately as a top 10 running back on the year. The touchdowns aren't necessarily going to be the same, but running backs, that best ability is availability, and I have faith he's going to be available all year, barring some sort of freak accident, which there's no reason to expect with him.
Sure. Now I was wrong. I have him at RB 14 in my draft ranking, so I suppose I'm not terribly far off from where you're at on him. And I could see it too. I'm not at a point where I'm expecting it. I do expect to see Ray Davis get north of 150 carries this year. And I think he sees more than the 19 targets he saw last season. I think we see him closer to probably 30 targets now that he's in his 2nd year. He's a real big part of this offense. And like you said, man, I saw him at the Senior Bowl a couple of years ago. That week elevated his draft stock considerably. Teams saw a dude who was a little bowling ball. And we talked about that a lot that week. And I expect to see more of him. But again, I don't think it's going to completely screw James Cook. So Now, before we move
I
on
think the Bills
to
won on a luck.
yes, they do. Well, and they should. I mean, look at the
Yeah,
offense. They really should.
right.
Now, before
Their
we move
offense,
on
their
to
offensive line is great.
very good. Before we move on to the Broncos real quickly, we've got some questions. Want to get to those here. We've got Jamie Parag. I'm starting Igbuka over JMO. Am I crazy? Yes. Yes, you're crazy. But we knew that, Jamie, and we love you anyway. We've got Hayden C. Bill. He has to start 3, Lou, in a PPR league. T-Mac, Igbuka, Pickens, Marv, and Pearsall. Who are you going with here? So that's Terry McLaurin,
Okay.
Emeka Igbuka, George Pickens, Marvin Harrison, and Ricky Pearsall.
Okay, got me going here. Okay. So I've got Pickens as your strongest, like your lock, no doubt about it, number 1. And then I have that followed up by Marvin and Pearsall. And
Wow.
a lot of that is, I mean, look at what we said earlier, right? It's really tough to trust rookie wide receivers week 1.
That's
and the
fair.
2 guys I'm leaving out are the rookie wide receivers.
Yeah, Tet McMillan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
don't have them far behind the others, but they are behind the others.
Okay. All right. I guess I can't disagree. I took that as Terry McLaurin, which was dumb. Tet McMillan, definitely. Yeah, I'm not interested in starting Tet McMillan right now. It's a Bryce Young issue. I really do like Tet McMillan as a prospect, though. I think he's going to do big things in this league once Carolina moves on to a better quarterback who can see him down the field. We've got Tyler Sperry. At the 112, would you go running back, or Nico or Brian Thomas Jr.? The 112, I'm probably going to go Nico and BTJ. I'm assuming PPR. Tyler, if I remember correctly, you pretty much only play PPR leagues from last season. So yeah, I would say I would go Nico and Brian Thomas Jr. on that turn.
I'm probably splitting the difference and taking a running back and Brian Thomas Jr. personally. Usually because Devon Achane is available in that range, and I think he's going to be an absolute PPR god. I've got him as my running back 2 in PPR this year, and getting him anywhere in that range is an absolute steal. I really like there is a point where wide receiver dries up in a really, really bad way, around round 7 or 8, depending on your specific draft, where there's a lot more running backs after that. So I want my wide receiver depth in those first, like I said, 7 to 9 rounds. I'll extend it to 9 because there's usually a guy or 2 that are dropped to there. I want my wide receiver depth sewn up by then, whereas I'm content to get some running back depth beyond that point. So I really want to be as flexible as I can through those early rounds to set myself up for that.
Yep. I think that's fantastic. Fantastic advice. Now one more from Tyler. Thoughts. I don't think I can trust Lawrence or Stroud, that being Trevor Lawrence and CJ Stroud. Lou, after my conversations with Evan last night, I think you know how I feel about this. I would trust Stroud more than I trust Trevor Lawrence. Football Jesus isn't actually football Jesus. And I think the Texans are just an overall better offense.
It's funny because I think they're in relatively similar situations, so I understand why he has the same feeling about both. Because I have my general misgivings about them both, but my misgivings about Stroud are not Stroud related; they're offensive line related. Whereas my misgivings about Lawrence are Lawrence related, and Lawrence can't, he is who he is. Exactly. Stroud is who he is, but it's kind of out of his control a little bit. So if there's one that I think could outperform my expectations, it's Stroud because of that. Maybe I'm wrong, and the Texans' offensive line takes a big step forward. If there's a way I'm going to be wrong about the Texans' offense, that's how it's going to be. I don't think I am, but
you're not wrong. You're not wrong, and I'm with you. Well, look at it this way. CJ Stroud's rookie year, they had a pretty dang good offensive line. He finished QB 9.
Yep.
Last year, their offensive line was trash, and everyone's like, what the hell happened to CJ Stroud? Not everybody is Joe Montana, Tom Brady, these quarterbacks who it doesn't matter how good or bad the line is. Most quarterbacks, look at Geno Smith. Until that dude had a good offensive line, he was not a good quarterback in the NFL. And he learned to get rid of that ball real quick last year when his offensive line in Seattle was so bad.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what we're running into with Stroud, which is fine as long as because if they get him a line, he's a top 10, top 8 quarterback in fantasy in any format. Doesn't matter what it is. So, Chili, just saying what's up, boys. What is up, my man? It is good to see you. So I just wanted to highlight this real quick, and I want to just make a quick comment about this in regards to our channel. Got Cap for Life saying, thank God you guys are taking questions. It seems everywhere I go nowadays, everyone's charging for a question. Very refreshing. I want to make something very clear. Anyone who is listening, anyone who is watching, we are never going to charge you to answer questions on this channel. If you come into a show and we have time, we're going to do our best. Ultimately, we're here to help you guys win. It's why we do this. It's why we love doing this. It's why we have chosen to make this our freaking career path, because it's a joy. And yes, there are ways that we do have to monetize our content. Don't love that we have to do it, but we absolutely do have to do it. That's why we are launching a whole set of tools for all of you guys, because we want to be able to keep doing this for free. We don't want to have to charge to have people come to a premium channel where that's the only place we answer questions. We'll get to some premium stuff on this channel eventually. We will. But this part's always going to be free, guys. So please make sure you come with your questions. It's one of the great joys of our day to get to answer these. A lot of this stuff is really monotonous work that you have no idea how boring media can be. If we're being honest, this is the fun part. So, and with that, Cap for Life has a question. Lou,
hold on.
Do I trade my? Oh, go ahead.
One thing I just want to add on to that. One thing I want to add on to that real quick. If we ever don't have time for the questions, I'm in Discord literally all day when I'm awake. Got it up, and I am always happy to answer these sorts of questions in our Discord server. I literally run it as well. So when I'm saying these things about Discord, I want you to know that it's coming from me, the person running the Discord. We're not about you getting all these notifications and that sort of thing that you don't want. No. So please don't feel like, oh, I'm going to get in there and it's going to be at everyone. That's not it at all. My goal is to get in there, get you having fun, get questions answered as we can and we have time. And that's it. So if we don't get to something here, please, by all means, feel free to post it in the Discord, and I'm happy to take care of you later.
Yep. Or add us on social media somewhere. We're always happy to answer those questions too. That's never a problem. Again, we're not the people who are going to tell you to. If you want an answer, subscribe to our Patreon. I know there are certain people in this community I won't name that do that, and it drives me absolutely insane. All right, Lou, let's get to Cap for Life's question. And Cap, thanks for that comment. Like, we really appreciate that. It's good to know that people see it and appreciate what we're trying to do here. He wants to know, Lou, do I trade my Evan Ingram for either Jalen Warren or Tyrone Tracy? He has Tyler Warren, and his backs are Saquon Barkley and Bucky Irving. I wouldn't do it. I see you shaking your head no, too.
That's not a life I want to live. Yeah.
No. If anything... Now, you don't need Jalen Warren. You don't need Tyrone Tracy. You got Barkley and Bucky. They're going to be just fine. And I wouldn't get rid of Evan Ingram in this Sean Payton offense. That's one player, like, he could be a league winner. I'm not guaranteeing that he will be, but the opportunity for him to be a league winner in that offense is in that Joker role is there.
Right. Like, who's the wide receiver 2 in Denver? It's probably Evan Ingram, to be honest with you. And to go to talk to your trade proposal directly, Warren and Tracy, these are 2 running backs who are kind of marginal and could very well be losing time throughout the year to talented rookies, or at least highly drafted rookies. Maybe you don't believe in talent in one area or the other, and that's your prerogative, but they're at least highly drafted rookies. There's nobody that's going to be taking Evan Ingram's role for you. So I would, if I'm going to be dealing Ingram for a running back, I want it to be someone who matters, and I would project to doing better throughout the season. Honestly, like an RJ Harvey, if we want to stay within the same team, I would understand that. I want to take some of my tight end and push it into running back. That sort of thing makes a lot more sense than something like this.
Oh, 100%. I also am not a believer in Tyler Warren. I think he's overhyped and overdrafted, and he's in a weird situation in Indy. This could be Kyle Pitts all over again, man. And yeah, Kyle Pitts had a good rookie season, but I don't know that we're going to get a good rookie campaign out of Tyler Warren. I think we're talking about how he was overdrafted in dynasty rookie drafts pretty quickly. I mean, we'll see. We've got Jolly Nightcat here over on the Twitch. Wants us to rate their team here. They have got Joe Burrow, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DK Metcalf, Xavier Worthy, James Conner, Bucky Irving, Travis Kelce, the Baltimore Ravens D, and at kicker they have Brandon Aubrey of the Dallas Cowboys. This is a 10-team league. How are you feeling about this one, Lou?
Okay. This team makes me nervous, to be perfectly honest. I see a lot of potential pitfalls, which is not how I like to feel coming out of a draft. Specifically, Burrow, St. Brown, zero issue with it. Legitimately zero. Even Travis Kelce, yes, he's older than Methuselah, but whatever. He is the apple of Patrick Mahomes' eye, and apparently he's lost whatever happy relationship weight he was carrying around last year. So good for him. The problem is I don't trust the Pittsburgh offense with DK. Xavier Worthy, I don't trust Kansas City's offense to throw the ball enough to make Worthy worth it. James Conner, I love James Conner. I do. It's really tough for me to say this. I don't trust him this year. Mostly because the team has been really insistent on him sharing time with Benson, and Benson actually looks a lot better. Not than James Conner, but than he did last year.
Sure.
So he's not going to be that 80+%, snap share running back again this year. And I think Irving is good enough, even if he's generally overdrafted, but looking at the other names on your team, I don't think he was, so I think you are, you're going to have to get lucky a bit throughout the season. You're probably on a little bit on the underside of average, but I don't think it's a bad, oh my God, I'm doomed right out of the start team either.
Yeah, so I'm with you. I believe a little bit more in James Conner than you do. I think they're going to ride him through the season. I still think Benson's probably a year away from assuming that role full time, or even a significant chunk of that running back role. But where I do get nervous is DK Metcalf in Pittsburgh. I just don't know what that's going to look like in an Arthur Smith offense. It's the same reason I'm trepidatious about Jalen Warren, about Kenneth Gainwell, about Caleb Johnson, about Pat Freiermuth. Like I'm skittish about that whole offense. And same thing with Xavier Worthy. Like you need Xavier Worthy to have a boom play for him to be fantasy relevant in any given week. He's got to have like a 40 or 50-yard touchdown catch for him to score any real relevant fantasy points. He'll get some tinker stuff here and there. But again, Kansas City isn't a team that's going to be bombing down the field. And they've also got other options to do that. And I know Rashee Rice is out for the first 6 games, but they've still got Hollywood Brown. Like he's not dead yet, right? And they've still got Travis Kelce, and they've still got Noah Gray, who they really like in that offense as well. I think people are forgetting about that. Justin Watson is still there. People are forgetting, and I'm not saying that these guys are going to play big roles, but Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes get all of these guys involved enough to where I just don't think Xavier Worthy is going to be a guy who's going to be more than maybe a back-end wide receiver too. I don't know. Jolly Nightcat, we're sorry for the bad news, man. But you never know. That's the fun thing about fantasy. This team could end up winning the league championship. DK could have like 1,500 yards and 12 touchdowns with Aaron Rodgers. We just don't know. We're going to get to this one from Chili here. What defense special teams do we like week 1? Cards at Saints, Niners at Seattle, Rams at home versus Houston, or the Commanders at home versus the Giants? Which way are you going here, Lou?
I'm going Cards at Saints all day. I have zero, absolutely zero, less than zero if possible, faith in that Saints offense this year. I don't care if Kellen Moore is the second coming of Bill Walsh or whatever other offensive renovator that you want to pick. The Saints are going to be an absolute dumpster fire this year, and I feel bad for it. I think probably the second best there of my favorites is the 49ers at Seattle. But it's still second by a decent margin.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get the Cardinals defense to play against the Saints, I'd do that. When I stream defenses, Lou, one of the things I like to do is I chase matchups. I don't really care if the defense is that good. I'm looking for a defense that can like stay above that 10-point starting threshold, stay above those points. Sure. Cardinals against the Saints. Saints are just so bad. Like you can't imagine they're not going to turn the ball over 2 or 3 times, right? And like, are they going to be able to score 10 points? I don't think this is a team that can score 10 points on anybody unless Alvin Kamara starts playing like 3 positions at the same time on offense, because he's literally their only weapon that's worth anything. Because Chris Olave without a quarterback, what's the point, right? The other one I don't hate though is the Commanders at home against the Commanders at home against the Giants. Just because the Giants feel so hapless and Russell Wilson isn't the old Russell Wilson. So he's a guy I'd probably be willing to, or a defense I'd probably be willing to roll out, but Cards over all of them.
Yeah. Like it's whoever's playing the Saints this year is legitimately probably your preferred defensive start week in and week out.
Oh, 100%. Okay, we've got one more here from Quincy Davis. He's got Jaden Daniels as his QB. His tight end is Tucker Kraft. He needs 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers plus 2 flex out of this group, Lou. We've got Christian McCaffrey, Devon Achane. We've got Chase Brown, Trayvon Henderson, Cortland Sutton, Garrett Wilson, Terry McLaurin, Ricky Pearsall, Emeka Egbuka, Stephon Diggs. 6 points per touchdown here. Who are you starting at wide receiver? Who are you starting at running back? And who are you going to throw in at flex?
All right. First off, cheers on the high quality roster. Those are some great choices to have in a amazing problem.
This is a tough call.
Yeah, like this is legitimately great. So I am running back. I'm going Achane and Chase Brown.
Yep. Over
wide receivers. Yeah. No, I'm kind of thinking through it, right?
Go for it.
Yeah. So running backs, it's Achane and Chase Brown. Wide receivers, I'm going Garrett Wilson and Cortland Sutton. And I think my flexes are CMC and Terry McLaurin. And a lot of this is just, it's tough to trust rookies week 1. I love Travion Henderson. I think he's going to be electric. And if he's going to meet people's expectations this season, the Patriots are going to have the Detroit Lions offense, and that's not going to happen. It's just not. So I think he will have weeks, and he is a good player. And I'm not trusting him week 1 over those other names.
Yeah. Perfect. No notes. I would have said the exact same thing. I might have gone CMC and Achane and then flexed Chase Brown, but that doesn't matter. Not even a little bit. No. All right, last one here before we talk about the Broncos for real this time from Tyler Sperry. Nico, AJ, or Brian Thomas this week? AJ Brown, that is.
Yeah. This week, I've got Nico highest. It's the Rams. The Rams, they've got a scary defensive line, so it might not matter. But their DBs are not great. And Nico is that dude when healthy, and he is right now. Like, he's going to get dinged up, so I don't love him as much over the full course of the season. But week 1, give me Nico.
Okay. Apparently this is actually in a draft. So which one would you go? I'm assuming this is late first, early second round pick. Which one are you taking full season?
full season, I'm taking Thomas. He is that guy. He's going to be the entire focus of that offense. We know Liam Cohen wants to pass the ball all over the yard. And their running backs are meh. Nico, as much as I do like him and I do like Stroud, his coach is the complete opposite. He wants to play good defense, and they've got a really good defense there in Houston. He wants to run the ball, regardless as to whether or not they actually can. And it's going to hold both of them down more than you want, as opposed to Liam Cohen's Jaguars, where they're just going to toss it around the backyard all day.
Oh yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. All right. I love it when our viewers remind me to promote the channel here. Thumbs up, everyone. Gives these guys more likes. We do appreciate the likes, and make sure you sub to the channel, guys. We're going to be live a lot. Real quick here, just so y'all know, every day except for Saturday, we have a show going on this week. We've got you covered with DFS. We've got you covered with Dynasty, Start Sit, waivers. We've got previews, we've got recaps, Sunday night recaps, Monday morning shows. We're going to be very busy, and a lot of shorts content to help you navigate your lineups this season. So make sure you're subscribed. We've got a lot coming. We're here to help you guys all win. So we appreciate that. Quincy, Chill wants us to rate his 12-team PPR league. Here we go, Lou. He's got at quarterback Drake May and Cam Ward. Running backs are Omarion Hampton, Kenneth Walker, Jordan Mason, Tank Bigsby, Quinshon Judkins, Brian Robinson Jr., and Joe Mixon. His wide receivers are Jalen Waddle, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Emeka Egbuka, Rome Odunze, Rashee Rice. Then he's got Brock Bowers at tight end. How about it, Lou?
All right. I actually really kind of like the way that you've constructed your roster. Like, I really like your wide receivers. Amon-Ra, Rome, I'm very, very high on this year, especially compared to other folks. I've got him as a strong wide receiver too. I think the world of Egbuka and Rice, when he comes back, it might be a little dicey for you until that point, but being able to roll out Amon-Ra, Rome, and Rice week in and week out in a 3 wide receiver set, or one as a flex, whatever, I don't think you get much better than that, legitimately. Your running backs, I'm a little dodgy on, but you've thrown so much at the wall with them, I think it's probably going to end up working out. I'm not huge on Hampton. I don't really trust Harbaugh. And again, rookie week 1, Kenneth Walker. I don't trust the Seattle offense. And Zach Charbonnet is there, and he's going to take more than we want. I do love Jordan Mason, however. Bigsby is in that Jacksonville backfield that I just don't want anything to do with. And then, Judkins, B-Rob Jr., Mixon, they are what they are right now, which we don't know if any of them are going to amount to anything, even if we hope they do. But again, that's enough thrown at the wall at that position that I think something is going to stick.
Yeah, I completely agree. I like Omarion Hampton, man. Najee the Pirate Harris can't carry a full workload in this offense, nor do I think they're going to ask him to. Omarion Hampton was my only drawback is North Carolina running backs never seem to work out. Javonte Williams, that makes me a little nervous, but this is a good system.
Don't scout the helmet.
Sometimes you have to, man. I know, but
I get it. Don't. I just don't trust Harbaugh, is really what it comes down.
I get it. And Judkins, man, I was high on him until the legal stuff and now the contract stuff. And my earlier drafts before all of that went down, I loaded up on Quinshon Judkins. If he gets signed and he gets on the field, that's something that's going to stick. And you're going to be very happy you got him.
Absolutely.
That wide receiver room, if you're starting 2 of them, Amon-Ra, Rome Odunze, you can off the bat, you can roll those guys out week 1. Same with Jalen Waddle. And dude, Jalen Waddle might be the wide receiver 1 in Miami this year. I'm not getting good vibes about Tyreek with this team. They didn't vote him captain.
No.
He's had a weird attitude all off season. So this is a good team. And obviously you've got Brock Bowers. You can't be mad about that. All right, we've got one more, Lou.
Kevin's
I
off
want to get to this
smiling.
one here. I know, right? Hawkinson or Njoku this week?
This week, that's a good question. I gotta look at my rankings for this one because I'm not sure off the top of my head.
I'm going.
Oh, right.
I got to finish mine up. I'm going Hawkinson over Njoku this week.
I've actually got Njoku significantly higher.
Oh,
and there's
okay.
two very good reasons. One being, I don't really trust anyone else catching the ball in Cleveland.
Sure.
I think Jerry Jeudy's kind of a sham, but that's, for another show. And number two, they're going against Cincinnati's defense, or what Cincinnati is calling a defense, because I don't think that can actually be called an NFL defense, what they're trotting out this year outside of Trey Hendrickson. So week one, give me Njoku.
All right.
I love his braids. I love his mask. Give me that personality. I want to root for that personality. I love it.
So it's fun story about David Njoku. One of my old show hosts, James Crease, the FF chef. We had a fun show. Maybe you guys saw it, Coming Off of the Edge. It was a great show. But I think it was his nephew's football team was in the same district that David Njoku grew up in. And David Njoku just showed up at one of his nephew's football practices one day, and James was there and got to meet him.
That's awesome.
And it was just one of the most genuinely just absolutely great dude. So incredibly physically imposing, but like a big teddy bear until he gets on the field. But yeah, so I'm always going to root for. I love David Njoku, man. I'm always going to root for him. It's you can't not root for the good guys, right? Yeah, and guys, don't forget, there's no Jonnu in Miami. Don't forget that Darren Waller exists, but be cautious. Maybe wait a week or two. But man, if he starts catching traction in that offense with Tua, I don't know.
I'm not worried about that.
No, you don't think so?
Then Buffalo broke Darren Waller, like in the Giants game when Darren Waller was on the Giants. I mean, you don't come out and say, like, you couldn't wild horses couldn't drag out of me. Yes, playing against this team, it broke my spirit. It broke my love of the game. I didn't love football anymore, so I walked away. You couldn't drag that out of me. And he's here voluntarily providing this information. And you're telling me that this guy is going to come back and make a difference at 34 in any meaningful way? No, I will 100% buy that Jalen Waddle and Devon Achane are going to soak up those Jonnu Smith targets this year. I'm absolutely buying that. But Darren Waller, no.
Yeah. I think his divorce with Kelsey Plum broke him. That's what I think happened. And I think maybe his soul's feeling a little bit better. But man, that was on him. He did that to himself. Yeah. We got a question. This is from Matt Mania. I know that face. Matty Daddy. Haven't seen him around in a while. Matty, it's good to see you, buddy. Love the channel. We love you. Good to see you around. Trade off for Dynasty Superflex PPR tight end premium. He's a contender. He's got Mahomes, Kelsey, and 2 times 26 second rounds for Dak, Kittle, and Ridley. Which side do you want on this one?
Oh, man. I mean, it's tough to trade away Mahomes in Dynasty because he's just got that look of that guy that can play for freaking ever. And even if he's not a top 2 quarterback the way we all expected a few years ago, he's still plenty good enough, right? I'm doing that deal all day for Dak, Kittle, and Ridley. I mean, that's you're pushing your chips into the middle and saying, come at me. That's beautiful. That's the stuff that winning championships in dynasties are made of. Those kind of trades right there.
I've been in leagues with Matt. I know from experience he is a damn sharp dynasty mind. So I love to see it. We were going to talk about the Broncos. We're kind of running out of time here, but we love the questions. A lot better than me opining about how my hometown team's going to win the AFC West, supplant the freaking Chiefs. And there's certain analysts in this space, NFL and fantasy, that have picked the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl. I'm just going to Leave it out there. But what I do want to get out of you, Lou, worst week 1 matchups.
Yeah.
What is your least favorite game this week that you just don't care, won't watch it, even if it's the only game on? It's just a stinker.
All right, so this is week 1. So there's no if there's only one game on, I'm watching it. Period. It's week 1.
Fair enough.
Come ask me week 9 or so, and that answer will change. But week 1, yeah, I'm watching everything I possibly can.
Sure.
I'm kind of between two here. One of them is because one team is so bad that I have no interest, and the other is that both of them kind of toe that line. So the one that is just one team, so it's Cardinals and Saints. Like we kind of already talked about it.
Yeah.
The Saints are going to be a dumpster fire. I might watch out of morbid curiosity. Like, are they actually as bad as I think they're going to be? I know that answer is yes. I'm not actually curious. That, and I think that Cardinals defense is a lot better than people think it is right now.
Oh, what did you had New Orleans winning 2 games in your team previews?
Yeah, and even that was they gotta win something, right? Like I can't predict they go over. But if there's a team that's gonna do it, I think they're close.
As bad as the Hugh Jackson Browns?
I mean, look at the Saints options at quarterback versus those Browns quarterbacks and tell me there's a big difference.
All right, you're not
wrong.
Know,
I mean,
you're not wrong. Dude,
this Saints roster is a disgusting combination of way too young and way too old.
If I'm Kellen Moore, I would have kept Jacob Hayner on the roster just for fun.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Right?
I
need to get this question up here.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Because we got to answer this one real quick. Would you drop Khalil Shakir for Ollie Gordon? Absolutely not.
No.
Just we had to get this up here. No. I want to make sure, Smitty, that you don't do that. Please, God, for the love of all that's holy, no, do not do that. Okay, Lou, what was the other one that you were up in the air
statement,
about?
Please. Yeah, just general statement. Please do not drop anyone that matters for Ollie Gordon. Nobody that matters. If you want to go and drop Charles Tillman for Ollie Gordon, that's fine. Don't drop anyone that matters, though.
Got an old share of Tom Brady sitting on your dynasty roster? Get him out of there and bring in Ollie Gordon. Otherwise, no. All right, Lee, what's the other game you're on the fence about?
Yeah, so it's Pittsburgh and the Jets. If there's a game week 1 that's going to come out and be 6-3, it's that one right there. And that's just, I mean, there's some fun revenge narratives with Fields and Pittsburgh again, but you've got 2 defensive-minded coaches who are happy to run the ball, play a short game.
Yep.
And we're kind of sketchy on if either team can throw the ball well. Oh man. I
know.
It's going to be rough, man.
Drop Brian Robinson Jr. for Ollie Gordon. Absolutely not. B-Rob has some value. CMC's oft hurt.
Yeah.
I'd hold on to B-Rob. I get it. You like Ollie Gordon. I do too. Funny. I actually got to tell Ollie Gordon I thought he was a great prospect in person at the Senior Bowl this year. That was fun because he was one of my favorite running backs to watch. But even then, like from a fantasy perspective, I just don't know that he's going to have any value unless Devon Achane gets hurt. But in San Francisco, Brian Robinson Jr. is going to get work behind Christian McCaffrey to keep Christian McCaffrey fresh because they don't want double Achilles tendonitis again. They can't afford that. This team's barely holding it together right now. Barely. Yeah. So outside of that Pittsburgh and New York game, which is going to be an absolutely atrocious game, I don't want to watch Aaron Rodgers play in my black and gold, man. It just hurts my heart as a Steelers fan. I don't like it. I don't want it. That's a game that I probably won't be watching much of, but then Panthers Jaguars is the other one for me. I don't know, man. I think Jacksonville's probably going to blow out Carolina. I just don't think the Panthers are that good. Canales versus Cohen, kind of an interesting matchup, I guess, but it feels like it's just going to be one of those like 10-7 games, and you're going to walk away from it being like, was there an offense on either side today? I don't know. I'm out on that one this weekend. Everything else though, what game are you most excited about? Let's end this show on a positive note. Which one do you, Bills, obviously.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, as a Bills fan, going into week 1 against Baltimore on Sunday Night Football, I mean, holy crap. Talk about starting off the year with a bang. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I don't think Buffalo wins this game, so I'm kind of like, the thought of, the stress of having to try and defend both Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry is not something that Buffalo has been built to do in the past. And looking at how they retooled and everything, I still kind of don't think that they are, even if I hope that they are. But that's still the game I'm looking forward to the most. Like, that's, outside of, no, I mean, that is the game. Because, I mean, you're looking at, potential AFC Championship game preview right there, too.
Very well could be. The game I'm most looking forward to, obviously, as a Broncos fan, Broncos Titans. Broncos should probably win this game. Best defense in the league, or at least that's what we're being told. I tend to believe it because I live here in Denver. But the other game, I'm really excited about this Vikings-Bears game on Monday night, man. Like, I want, because we get to see JJ McCarthy finally take a meaningful NFL snap in an electric offense. And we get to see what Ben Johnson has done with this Bears team that we're all so excited. Because, like, and really, like, from the bottom of my heart, I mean this, I feel terrible for Bears fans. And I just want to see them have a team that's competent and maybe can make the playoffs and get, like, I don't know, into the divisional round out of the wild card. I don't want them to win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to go that. I don't feel that bad for them. But, like, at least win. No. Yeah, no.
Sure.
They won a Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. I mean,
they got to it. They didn't win. They played against the
no,
Colts.
They didn't win. That's right. They did not win. That's right. That's right. I don't know.
Because it was Rex Grossman.
It was almost 20 years ago too. My old brain. Well, everyone, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a fantastic debut to the Optimus Fantasy Show. Again, we'll be here every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kacey Kasem will be back from her Alaskan cruise to join me next week. Bring the questions. If we didn't get to something you need to know, or if you're watching this late and we couldn't get to your question here, throw it into our Discord server. You can find the link for that here in the show description. Mr. Lou here to my left or right, depending on which way you're watching us. He's got it on lockdown for you guys. We'll be in there answering your questions all week as you're finishing up your drafts, getting ready for your games. And then check Lou Evan and I out tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel for the debut of the Optimus Dynasty Show. We are very much looking forward to it. Lou, do you got any parting words, my friend?
Come visit. Yeah, I cannot stop talking about that Discord at all, mostly because I built it and run it and all that. So by all means, come keep me company in there. Love to see you. And yeah, I mean, we'll be back all season, almost every day. And I love this. I can't wait to see everyone who's been in chat today. Appreciate the heck out of you. It's awesome. That's why y'all are the reason we do this.
Yeah. It's been a great show, guys. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Keep those questions coming. We're going to be here for the rest of the week into the weekend to help you guys get those week 1 lineups locked down. Look for post-waiver videos coming tomorrow morning. We're going to have some post-waiver guys after your runs that you should be looking at, targeting, grabbing, stashing on your bench that could help you down the line this season. For Lou Brunson, I'm Nate Polvogt, guys. We will see you tomorrow.